Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday, August the 10th. I'm coming to you with 7 ways to find your purpose. So I did a 3-part series. If you're interested in that, it's on my YouTube channel. Suffering Servant with Purpose. Purpose. So if you're going to be a servant, if you're going to play your part of how you can serve humanity, how you can make an impact, how you can make the world a better place, how you can alleviate the suffering of others, even though you yourself are suffering, then you have to find your purpose. So I'm going to tell you 7 ways to do that. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ways to find your purpose. Because this is the thing. Purpose is practical. And guess what? I actually got notes this time, so I'm not just going to be rambling. All right. So there's 7 ways to find your purpose, and purpose is practical. Say that. Purpose is practical. If you say, I think my purpose might be to teach underwater basket weaving on Mars to Martians so that they can have more self-esteem. Well, have you been to Mars? Do you know any Martians? No. So purpose is practical. How about, do you own a swimming pool? Can you do this activity underwater? No. Well, how about you teach basket weaving to children in your neighborhood on Saturday mornings? Oh, no. We want purpose that we can't actually do, that we can't actually be accountable to or be responsible for. But purpose is practical. It's not pie in the sky. It's not some big visions of grandeur. It's boringly simple and achievable. It's something that we can't hide from, that we can't postpone and procrastinate and make excuses about. It's actually, your purpose is something that you in your heart already probably know. But I'm going to walk you through the process of how to find your purpose. So simply, it's finding a need and filling it, finding a hurt and healing it, right? It's serving humanity. And I just had a conversation this morning with a friend of mine that's a veterinarian, Dr. Steve, that some of you may know. Amazing individual. He's serving animals. Well, how does that help to serve humanity? You can serve humans indirectly. Clean water projects, clean air projects, environmental projects, animals in a veterinarian service, because he's not only serving. So those animals were brought there by a human most of the time. And so alleviating the suffering of the animal is alleviating the anxiety and the suffering of the human. And if it's just a street dog that nobody brought in, that he went out and did for free out of his own kindness and goodness of his heart, well, guess what? That serves an example to other humans to be empathetic, to be caring, to be service-minded, to be a servant. And so, and then now he's taking it to the next level. He's serving veterinarians. He's helping them to work through their traumas, their burnout, because anytime you are serving, you run the risk of becoming empty and needing to be served. So he's serving those that are serving. So you see where I'm going with this. Find a need and fill it. Find a hurt and heal it. So 7 ways to find your purpose. A practical guide. Here we go. The whispers and the clues. You got to be like a detective. This is some CSI stuff. Okay, what is my purpose? It's not all underwater basket weaving with Martians on Mars. No, it's something practical. It's something achievable. It's something that you can do. And more than that, shall I say, you must do. You should do. And so, number 1, your parents. Oh my God, let's not talk about our parents. We spend most of our lives trying to not be them, right? No. To what family were you born? So I'm trying to force these all 7 to be P's. I had family down, but it's such a broad thing. I wanted to laser focus on your parents. You are the genetic combination of both of your parents. And so if you look at your parents, all the things you like and admire and want to emulate and adopt and incorporate into your life that serve as good examples. And all the things about them that you absolutely despise and you want to never repeat and you want to not emulate and not be like. Okay, But you cannot live your life in denial and live your life in running and hiding and sticking your head in the sand like an ostrich. You are the combination of your parents. So there are clues there of your purpose. There are whispers of your purpose. What are your parents good at? Where do they excel? They say, you know what, I'm not going to say mom or dad. One of my parents, you could say, is an absolute horrible at this. But what are they good at? You can, no matter, and I'm telling you, even if you come from an abusive situation, the most extreme forms of abuse, the Jewish sages say that a man can even learn from a thief because he does not despise even the smallest gain. They will steal $1. So what can you learn from that? How could you take that negative and turn it to a beneficial positive? So you can learn something. You will not learn anything if you don't analyze it, you don't look at it, you don't take a good, long, loving look at it. But you can learn from your parents. And there are clues to what you might be good at, to what you might excel at, to what you might have a purpose-driven in your life. Okay, so parents, to whom was this person born? Now, let's go a little further and amplify the thought of family. Who are the souls that God has given you to shepherd and to be a parent to? So not only are you a son or a daughter, but you might have, or might possibly in the future have, sons and daughters born to you. So you are a parent, and you're in this chain, like a flowing of a river. There's current that's coming and current that's going. And so that current continues flowing through you. And so we want to not repeat the mistakes of the past. We want to break family cycles. We want to break familiar spirits and curses. And we want to break these things that we do not want to pass on to our children. Okay? Even if you had the best of parents, we're still sinners. We're all sinners. We're faulted, and we're highly flawed individuals. Okay? So those, your children, right? There's no Nobel Peace Prizes for being a parent, right? So if you think your purpose is in making money, you think if you're a parent and you think your purpose is in your career, is in, pursuing higher education, is in your sports, your activities, your golf game, is improving your tennis swing, whatever you're into, spending time with the boys, your drinking buddies, your highest calling is those souls that you've been given. And that's your children. And your spouse. Having a spouse is not transactional, right? You say, well, I'm not getting as much as I'm giving. Yeah. What if parents took that same approach? I'm not getting as much as this kid is not doing as much for me as I'm doing for the kid. No, you're a servant. You're serving that kid to nurture, to care, to love, right? It's a calling of servanthood. Why do we not treat our spouse the same way? It's transactional. Well, I make more money, or I do more, this or that, or who done the dishes, who took out the trash, who's using sex as a bargaining tool. No. Give more. Always give more. Nurture. That is a soul that you've been given to nurture, to care for, to grow with, and to love. That's service. Our families have to be top priority. That's what's destroyed all of these countries is the deterioration of the fabric of the family. So your first purpose can be found in your family, in studying your parents, in loving and serving your children and your spouse. And so that's a clue. It's a clue to your purpose. Who you are as an individual, what you're good at. These are clues. These are whispers. Number 2, place. Trying to go with the P's. So parents, place, it's really family. But I'm forcing that P thing. I want it to be 7 P's of purpose, but it's not really working. So yeah, family. generation before, generation after, and your generation now, your peers and your family. Okay, place. Where were you born? Like that ridiculous example of Mars. You don't have access to Mars currently, so you're not going to have much of an impact on Mars. You're not going to be serving Martians. How about you serve the humans that you come in contact with? Where you were born, what language you speak, what culture you were born into. Jesus was born the lineage of David, the son of Abraham, speaking Hebrew and Aramaic, living in a Greek world, in a Roman Empire, in a near Middle Eastern cosmology, paradigm, mentality, and mindset. And so you can't be something you're not, right? In the European framework, European framework of common language, I don't know, whatever. It's from A1 to C2. So it's A, B, and C. C2 is native. A1 is like Ola. Right? The basic of the basic. So A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. I firmly believe if you were not born with your native language, you could never reach C2. No matter what, can only achieve C1 of Spanish. No matter what, my wife can only achieve C1 of English, because you have to be born into that. So your second clue is the place. Where were you born? What is your native languages? Language or languages? What if you're a polyglot? What is your geography? What is your culture? What is your circle of influence, your world, your universe? That is a factor. Now, where you were born, that's place. But where you are now, maybe you're an expat like me. Cusco is my forever home. They will bury me in Cusco. I am totally committed to Peru and to serving Peruvians. And so, did that happen by happenstance? Yes, seemingly totally random. I came as a backpacker and I stayed. That was not my plan. I had a divorce. I'd never planned on getting married again. I never planned on being here and putting down roots. And I thought I was just going to travel and ramble around the world for the rest of my life. No. So where you're at currently is also a clue. Where you were born, but where you're at right now. When you're sitting there listening to this video, that's a clue to your purpose, okay? God's not going to say, hey, you need to go to the dark side of the moon. Like, no, you need to go to your neighborhood. You need to serve your community. Serve your family first, serve your community second, and serve your world. Those that you have daily contact with, the people that you buy things from. Oh, well, we'll get to the people. Okay, so number 4, events of your life. I wanted to make this the parade of events. Silly. Okay, so your events of your life. The good, the bad, the ugly. Right? So I want to say you're never stuck. And say it again. You're never stuck. You are exactly where you're supposed to be in the situation, and the people, places, and things. Drop the adjectives. It's not good, bad, or ugly. It's people, places, and things. It's a noun, and you are the verb. Just like God is a verb, you're the verb. You're the action. How do you influence people, places, and things? How do you make your world better? Like Jordan Peterson says, clean your room. You can start with that. Make your environment orderly, and then you have internal order, and then you're able to help and serve those around you. So the events of your life, stop looking at it like, oh, that was bad. This is a story. I don't want to make this video too long, but there's a story about a man, and I'm probably going to get it all wrong, but you probably maybe even heard it before. There was a man, it was during, I think, wartime, and how does it go? Oh man, I'm going to ruin this so bad. The man, had a wild horse come up, I think. And the people are like, oh, what good luck. You got a free horse. And the man's like, we'll see if it's good luck or not. And then the sun was breaking the horse. and he fell off and broke his leg. And the people said, oh, what bad luck. And the man said, we'll see. And then the conscriptors, those that wanted to do the draft and recruit his son to go to war, came around, and he couldn't go to war because he had a broken leg. You know, so it's like, you never know. Stop putting labels on, oh, there's such a bad thing that happened to me. I had a heart attack, and I would do it all over again if I knew that I would be right where I'm at right now. I have more capacity for love, more capacity for empathy and compassion, more of a desire to serve. I'm closer to God. I got to have a near-death experience. I thank God for that. So stop labeling things as good, bad, and ugly. You are where you're supposed to be. You going through exactly what you're supposed to be going through, and you are the person for the job. God has given you the vote of confidence and said, this is for you, my son. This is for you, my daughter. You're in the university of life. You do not get to enroll in the classes. The classes are given to you, and you only are responsible for passing the exam. And if you don't pass, you just keep getting the retake until it wears you down and you say, okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pass this thing. Okay, so events of your life. So we got family, we got place, and we got events. Those are all clues to your purpose. You see what I'm saying? It's very practical. It's very simple. We don't want it to be so simple because we don't want to accept the responsibility. But trust me, if you look at your life, you're going to see, this is where I'm at. I need to blossom and bloom where I'm planted. This is who I was born to. This is my family. This is my children. This is the place where I live. This is my circle of influence. My daily interactions with people have an impact. The events of my life in the past have molded and shaped who I am in the current. And I need to let that be beneficial. I need to be better and not bitter, right? Holding on to resentment and bitterness and why me and victim mentality. No. You were chosen for that experience. And as painful as it may be, that's the suffering part. Now become a servant by finding your purpose. Help other people. Maybe you were abused so you can help people that have been abused. Maybe you were sick and diseased. You were dis-ease. You were not at ease so you can put people at ease. Maybe you were incarcerated so that you can help set people free from their mentalities. Maybe you were, maybe you went through all the difficult things that you've gone through so that you can help other people. Have you thought of that? Maybe it's not all about you. Maybe you're not the victim. Maybe you're the hero. You choose your role. So those are the events. Family, place, where you're born and where you're at now. Events. Number 4. People in your life. Okay? People in your life. These are, the Roman soldier came and he said, my servant's sick. And was his servant or his son? I don't remember. But then Jesus is like, okay, let's go to your house. And the Roman centurion, although not Jewish, he was centurion, which means he was over 100 men. Century, right? Cien, Spanish. So he said, no, you don't have to take your time. You're important. You don't have to go to my house. All you have to do is say the word. And that my loved one will be healed. Because I am under authority and I have people under my authority. If I give an order, people do that. And you have the authority. All you have to do is say the word and my loved one will be healed. And so what does that teach us? That there's 3 levels of mentorship. We have our mentors, people that inspire us to grow. We have those that we mentor, that we inspire to grow. And then we have our peers, those that are in the trenches with us, that are on that same frequency of self-improvement, of increasing their capacity to serve. Well, those people in our lives, teachers, our friends, co-workers, neighbors, people that you mentor, classmates, people that you look up to, that you seek for advice, that are wiser and more experienced than you, people that you interact with in the store where you buy your things that you need, your toilet paper, your light bulbs, and your milk, right? People Those are clues to your purpose. Who do you think you're going to serve? Who do you think that you're going to help just have a little better day? Who are you going to be kind to? Who are you going to smile to? Who are you going to touch with an act of kindness, with an act of mercy, with an act of grace? That not some unknown person on the other side of the world. It's people that you rub shoulders with every day. People that annoy you. People that you might cross the street if you see them coming. Those are the people I'm talking about. They're clues to your purpose, right? To how you serve humanity. Okay? Family, place, events, people. Number 5, personality. The Bible says, can a leopard change its spots? It means no. You are who you are. Your weird sense of humor, your desires, your likes, your dislikes, how you spend your free time, what you're drawn to. This is interesting. This is boring. Take a personality exam. Me and my wife did one that Jordan Peterson put out. It was great. I've done lots of them over my lifetime. But go on a journey of self-discovery. You'll be amazed what you might find out about your own personality, where your strengths are, so the clues are, what am I drawn to? How do I spend my free time? What brings me pleasure? What do I like to do? What do I not like to do? What am I good at? What am I excel at? And if you can't see it, what do people say about you? Man, you're really good at drawing. You're really good at designing. You're really good at speaking. You're really good at cooking. You're good. Has anybody ever paid you a compliment in your life? Go back and reel the tape, review the tape, and come back with a list. People say I'm good at these things. All my life they've confided in me that their secrets, their emotions. Multiple times people say, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I just feel comfortable with you. That's a clue, bro. That's a clue to your personality. So that leads us to the very next one, talents. Your talents. Not just your likes and your dislikes, but what are you actually good at? Because if you try to put yourself a square peg in a round hole, you're going to frustrate yourself. You're going to frustrate all the people around you. You're like, this person sucks at that. Like, would they just please stop already? You're torturing us. So, some things you can get better at. It's a mistake, I think, to tell children you can be anything. If you wear prescription glasses, you're not going to be a fighter pilot in the United States Air Force. If you're like 4 foot tall, you're not going to play basketball in the NBA. If you have, XYZ, there's certain things that you're disqualified from. Don't worry about that. There are other things that you are qualified from. I think it's an error. People say you need to work on your weaknesses. No, your weaknesses are going to be weaknesses for the day you die. Work on your strengths. What are you good at? Your talents. You say, man, I really feel like that I'm not too bad at this thing. Well, do that thing until you become a master of it. Until you get so stinking good at it that it's undeniable to yourself and to everyone else that this is something that I can do. I can contribute as something I'm good at. Well, guess what? Closer to your purpose. Closer to your purpose. Your purpose is practical. I keep coming back to that. Practical. God's not asking you to do something you can't do. On the contrary, He's asking you to do the things that you can do and that you're actually good at. Okay. So, number 1, family. Number 2, place. Number 3, events. Number 4, people. Number 5, personality. Number 6, talents. Only one more. Oh my God. We're at 24 minutes and 30 seconds. Passion. What are you passionate about? Not just what you're good at. Maybe you're good at being an accountant, but you're not passionate about that. Maybe you're passionate about cooking for other people. Maybe you love to put a smile on someone's face, to serve a hot meal, to have a kind word, and to see them enjoy it and say, oh man, this is so good. Thank you so much. Maybe your purpose is to open a soup kitchen for the needy. Maybe your purpose is to open a restaurant. Maybe your purpose is to open a restaurant that also gives food to the needy. Serve humanity. It is not to say that serving humanity is not reciprocal, that you receive nothing. Like opening a restaurant is capitalistic, right? You're going to make money doing that. But maybe you can do a little bit more purpose. Maybe you can give to the needy. Maybe you can minister and encourage. Someone comes in, they're stressed. You serve them food. You give them a kind word. You put your hand on their shoulder. You tell them, hey man, I appreciate you. Not just because you're a customer, but because you're a human being. You're valuable. You have something to offer. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to have a good day. God bless you. And turn around and walk away. Everything has ministry opportunities. You can minister to, and people think, oh, a minister is like a preacher or a pastor or a rabbi or a priest or something. No. A minister is someone that finds a need and fills it. Finds a hurt and heals it. You say, but I'm suffering. Yeah, that makes you qualified to help alleviate the suffering of other people. Well, I'm sick. I'm diseased. My marriage is falling apart. My kids are in rebellion. My finances are in ruin. But yeah, that gives you the compassion and the empathy to not focus on yourself, but say, hey, I know what it feels like. I've been there. Let me give you a little word of advice from someone that knows what they're talking about. It's not for nothing. You can turn ashes into beauty if you find your purpose. So that seventh one, passion. What really grinds your gears? What really gets you up in the morning? What really makes you feel a spark of joy? What is it? Maybe you need to stop being a lawyer and be a carpenter. Maybe you need to stop being what everyone else has told you that you should be and be what your passions tell you you should be. Purpose is not created. It's discovered. I want to say that again. We're not trying to, I want to make my purpose. I want to, kick down doors and force open windows. And I want to struggle and have discipline and make it and force and sweat and blood and tears and no. Your purpose is the most natural thing that you'll ever do. Listen to me. It's like a bird flying. Is that bird trying to fly? Not so much. It was made to fly. Is that fish trying to be the best Olympic swimmer it could possibly be better swimmer than all the other fish? No, it's just going about its normal, natural inclination. Be comfortable in your own skin. I recently stopped fighting my curly hair. Crazy, random thought. All my life I put gel in it. All my life I've slicked it back. All my life I pulled it back in a ponytail so tight I gave myself male pattern baldness. All my life I fought this crazy hair because I thought it was ridiculous. I wanted to be a serious person. I wanted to be a very serious person, a person you don't want to mess with, right? I'm not fighting that hair anymore. This is what it looks like. This is the way God made me. Be comfortable in your own skin. Be who you are. The more you're disconnected from who you actually are is a psychosis. It is a psychosis. You're disassociating from your natural state. Your passions, your talents, your personality, the events of your life and how you interpret those. If you interpret it as a growing opportunity, you're going to excel. You're going to use stumbling blocks as stepping stones. Everything that's meant to destroy you is just going to elevate you higher. And some story of an animal that was stuck in a whale, and the people were throwing rocks down to try to bury it, and the animal just stepped on top of the rocks until they got out of the whale. What has meant... Joseph said it best. What you meant for evil, God has meant for good. What has meant to destroy you can make you a warrior. can make you stronger than you ever thought or dreamed or imagined. I'm telling you today, the things that you thought were your negatives are your positives. The things that you thought disqualify you, qualify you. The things that you thought were your handicaps are your superpowers. Listen to me this morning. I want to neuro-linguistically program you. If I could reach this cell phone right now and grab you by the face and make you just look me in the eyeballs. You're not useless. You are very useful. You are not maybe people, places, and things have discarded you like trash. Maybe they've told you how worthless you are. Maybe they've told you, maybe the experience of life have tried to teach you that you are stupid, you're fat, you're lazy, you're unemployable, you're ugly, you're unmarriable, unlovable, nobody wants you. We have a whole generation of these incels, involuntary celibate men. Because supposedly 100% of women are attracted to only 20% of men. So there's 80% of men sitting out there today on the couch, depressed, thinking that they're unlovable. I'm telling you, man, you get up and you find your purpose in life and you start serving others and stop thinking about what you need. This life has a way of just meeting your needs. It has a way of if you serve, God will serve you. The master of the universe will conspire and turn all things together for your good if you just stop being a black hole of selfishness. Find your purpose and start serving other people, and you yourself will find the highest pinnacle of self-actualization of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You will find contentment. You'll find joy that you've never known. There is a joy in giving. The way up is down. The way to be exalted is to be humble. The way to be prosperous is to sell everything you got and give it to the poor. Like, come, follow him. Take up your cross, deny yourself, and follow after him. I'm trying to make disciples. And the root of disciple is discipline. But if we're not careful, we'll think that we can discipline ourselves into our purpose. No. Discipline is what you use as a tool after you find your purpose. You first have to find it. Who is my family? If you're mean to the people that you're supposed to love, then how are you going to serve strangers? Okay, so first, your family. Second, the place where you're at. And don't forget where you came from, because you cannot change your spots, Mr. and Mrs. Leopard. And then the people in your life are the clue. The events of your life that were meant to destroy you, but you're still here. Be better, not bitter. Those are clues. Clues of how you can turn that, right? That bitterness into sweetness. Your personality. Quirky is strange. There's only one of you. There's only one of you. And that's a clue. You have something to give that no one else can give. So the day you were born is the day that God said, this world is incomplete without you. You're here because you were necessary. You're here not as some add-on, extra, just random chaos of events like your mom and dad had sex on the back of a bus, Greyhound bus, going down Highway 41. No. You're here because God said this world is incomplete without you. So you have something unique to offer. And that clue is in your personality. That clue is in your talents. That clue is whispering through your passions. If we will but only listen. Okay, I'm 34 minutes in. I'm going to stop right there. So your purpose, I'm end with this. Purpose is practical. You're here to serve humanity. And your purpose is found where your greatest talent comes together with the greatest need. Find a need and fill it. Find a hurt and heal it. Where your greatest talent comes together with the greatest need is where you find your purpose. When what you want meets what needs to be done. The end. God bless you. Go find your purpose.